Hey, what's up guys, this is Evros and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the craziest and scariest and the most creepiest moments that I ever had back in ASASI UiTM DENGKIL. So before we start, I would just like to talk about who I was 2 years back then. When I looked at my videos and pictures 2 years before. Hi there, I am Aman, and today I would like to help you to answer law 038. A haircut. Attend all your classes, okay? I've kind of formed this sort of picture that I was this sort of person or teenage kid back then who was had a brain which was kind of different from other people. People thought of this differently, and I tend to think something in contrast to that. I also did a lot of weird and crazy stuff like randomly dancing, doing this sort of action, and something that people would expect you to do.
Lagi. Wow, oh my god. Lagi yang lain?
Cakap.
That I did, I really wanted to try to fit in and try to go along the flow with what everyone else did, but it turns out I wasn't really doing the things that they're doing, but I was trying to. But in the end, I was actually messing up the things that people are supposed to do, if you understand what I'm saying. But I don't think that I have changed that much 2 years ago. I don't know what has changed about me. Instead of me looking more older, oh my god, it's really scary that I'm getting older day by day, but the most weird, uncanny, and awkward thing about me is that I always tend to have this sort of nightmares. I have lots of nightmares. I have a lot of dreams that involves a lot of these creepy stuff that I haven't told you about. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about among one of them, and I've experienced that back in ASASI UiTM DENGKIL. Let's start off with the first incident, and that is when me and my roommate, we were in our room.
Betul lah.
Jangan buat cerita.
Betul lah kau Syed dapat ni kau tanya pasal Ibrahim ASASI ke pasal kamu biasa kan?
Tak. Masih sepanjang.
It was around 3 o'clock in the morning. We were heavily sleeping. All my other housemates were sleeping in their respective rooms, but I just happened to wake up 3 a.m. in the morning because I immediately woke up because of this heavy banging on the door. So I was really surprised. I was startled. My body was quivering. I didn't know what the heck was going on during that time. The door kept on knocking, it kept on banging. I felt kind of unsafe. I felt terrified during that time. So what I ended up was I told myself, dude, what the heck is going on out there? Who's knocking the door, right? So I went to the door, my room's door. It's not the house door, it's my room, the door. So I opened it up and I took a sneak outside. I peeked and it turns out there was nobody outside. It was completely dark, it was empty. I didn't even know who knocked the door. So I was uncertain about it. So I woke up my friend, my roommate, and he was the scariest, he was the most terrified person in the room because he shut.
Tak payahlah rakam bodoh.
Chapik, dia tu budak Ampang, okay? He's from KL, around that area. And every time I tell him bedtime stories, especially the creepy ones, so he'll instantly get scared about it. He didn't really believe me because he thought that I was just joking around, but that time it was for real. I actually heard someone banging my room's door, our room's door. It was really loud, and the most surprising thing is that person, I don't know if it's a person or a ghost, that spirit outside the door was trying to open the knob. My heart was racing, beating very fast during that time, and Chapik told me to just go back to sleep, and yeah, we left the lights outside open, and from there, Chapik, he was so scared, he wanted to turn all the lights outside the room on and let the door a bit open, so if anything happens, we can witness who was in our house.
Istana, aku
Okay, the second thing that I'd like to talk about is the safety issue. Well, to be honest with you, safety is not something is distinctive only in ASASI UiTM DENKIL. It's universally seen all around the world, in any college, in any place where there's always going to be some sort of safety problems. But in this regards, I have seen so many safety issues in UiTM DENKIL. This is just for my own personal experience, my own personal opinion, because so far as I've studied in DENKIL, there were many house theft, there were many people like sneaking into other people's rooms and house and stealing their money, their laptop, their possessions and stuff. So I was really afraid during that time. I was like really afraid that that thing eventually happened to me. So it was during that time I was the first person to get back from mid-sem break, or was it finals holidays. I was the first person back to our house.
Aku seorang guys. Syafiq, mana Syafiq? Aku seorang tu. Kat rumah. Kosong tu. Guys, balik lah guys. Aku tak nak tidur seorang hantu tu.
When the first time that I got into the house, I saw a lot of white footprints on the floor. I saw a lot of stuff like just scrambled all over the table. I saw our beds flipped over. I was really scared. I was really skeptical of what actually happened in the house.
Sumpah tu. Kalau korang tengok betul-betul kan, ada bekas-bekas putih. Tengok, pintu semua terbuka. Ni meja kau. Nampak? Ada bekas-bekas putih tu. Lepas tu dia pergi rembat aku punya klorin dengan lantai tu.
So I messaged and texted my friends about it, my roommates, my housemates. They also shared the same reaction. It was during that time UiTM was under some sort of renovation. I don't want to blame anybody in this issue, so I actually expected someone to go inside the house. But what's the most terrifying, the most scariest thing is that I left lots and lots of money inside my locker. I forgot to take it back to my house, back to Putrajaya. I was really immensely afraid that the person entering our house will take my money. Not my money, but it's the mooting club's money in our locker. And that's like among the reasons why I think and feel like I was a really bad treasurer in the mooting club, because I left the club's money in my locker.
Makanlah nacho cheese. Anda akan rasa juga.
Bukan video anjing.
And if it gets lost, I have to like compensate so many money if the money gets lost. So I ran immediately into my room. I checked my locker, and I was so glad. I was so relieved that the money was still there. But other things in the house was like stolen. Like I think shoes. I think shoes. Toiletries. I don't know why they wanted to steal toiletries, but I was really lucky that they didn't take the money inside my locker. So it really taught me a valuable lesson to take care of your belongings inside your house. Last but not least is the hysteria and the screaming. If you were to study in DENKIL, and if you were to like roam around and walk and ponder, take a stroll around the campus, sometimes you can hear people screaming, yelling, and their voices tend to reverberate. Their voice tend to echo throughout the campus. But sometimes my friends and other people didn't even catch that noise. It's like I was the only one. So I felt kind of afraid as well again. Scared, I scared the lungs out of my body. I was like only the person hearing that voice. I don't know if other people heard it or not, but it's very common for me to hear people screaming, especially the girls, because there's like 80% of girls. You have to admit that most of the ghosts on movies and films are women. So imagine a girl screaming inside campus. That's like that kind of feeling really strikes into your heart. It really brings the chills down your spine, man. And I have to admit, among the reasons why I think there's like hysteria, like why there are like girls screaming, I think it doesn't really have to do with the gender, but I think it's how a person, an individual, handle themselves, manages and regulate their depression, their stress. Because I can understand that studying, especially when you go to higher tertiary education, it gets really harder. There's more burden. It's more of a laden thing. So yeah, psychologically, people will suffer that sort of thing and shout. Or it might have something to do with the apparitions or the entities that's lurking around the campus. I don't want to defame UiTM because ghosts and these spirits also exist anywhere. And if you don't have a strong faith and heart, then you might end up getting possessed by them and having that hysteria. And so, like, as a student, as an individual, when you face tough times and difficulties in life, it is understandable to have that sort of depression when you have a mental breakdown. But at the same time, you have to constantly remind yourself that in life, I think it's not as easy as it seems. It's not all rainbow and sunshines that you watch on romantic dramas. The challenges and the predicaments in life is what builds you up, and I think that's among the other things that I've actually learned and developed through myself when I study in ASASI. That's pretty much it that I like to talk in this video. If you have your own creepy and spooky moments in ASASI, do share it in the comment section. Give a like on this video, subscribe to Avers13, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you so much for your support. I love you guys, and yeah. See you next time, guys, and booyah!
Dah lambat.
Ambil ASASI tu. Ni dia buat vlog ni, oi.
Bye man. Kita tak jumpa man. InsyaAllah jumpa dekat degree.
InsyaAllah jumpa kat majlis kahwin ni.
Semoga Aman cepat cari jodoh yang sesuai dengan Aman. Sebab Aman dah lama dah sendu sesuai.